Hi, my friends. I am discussing some things that are quite important to me. Some things I've wanted to discuss now for some time, and I've held back because, especially, when something's so new and fresh to you and you have your viewpoint on it, and sometimes you're a little bit frustrated, or you can be angry, or you could be sad about it, or whatever, and so that you don't want a lot of emotions to be displayed, sometimes it's just better to step back, let it all simmer down within you, and then come back and talk about it at another time. And so that's what I'm doing now. And I have things written down here on my phone so I don't forget my topics that I wanted to talk about. The first thing that I would like to talk about is, okay, let's talk about some more positive things first. Then we'll go into the negative things. Weight loss. I was going to start losing weight at the beginning of the year, taking off my winter weight, but I don't know. I was just kind of lazy about it this year. I don't know why. But in March, I decided to start, cutting back and slowly taking it off. And I've been doing that. I don't get on scales anymore because I've been in the trap that if you get on a scale, then you become obsessed with it, and you got to get on it every day and sometimes several times a day. I've been through that, and I don't want to do that anymore. But let's just say that I can tell by the way that my clothes are fitting, and even I've had family members even say that, you look like you've lost like 10, 12 pounds, something like that. So that's good. And I'm just going to continue doing it. I'm not going to beat myself up over, eating things or whatever. I'm just cutting back. So the main thing that I've been doing is I've cut back on sweets. I'm trying not to eat a lot of sweets now. Easter is next week, and so there'll be plenty of sweets between this week and Easter. And then even after Easter, whatever, I always buy chocolates and stuff for my family, and I get some for myself too. But I told my husband, I said, I've already made an agreement with myself that I'm going to eat my Easter candy on Easter, not all of it, but I'm going to have some, and I'm going to enjoy myself. And then I'm going to put it away, and then Monday through Friday, or maybe even into Saturday, don't eat any sweets. That's my thing. And no sweets, no cookies, no nothing. Just no sweets, okay? And only eat sweets on the weekend. When I lost a lot of weight last summer, I'm guessing it was probably about 40 pounds that I lost all through the summer. That's how I did it. I didn't kill myself. See, I've done all this weight loss stuff from time to time in my life, and the faster that you take weight off, you work really hard and you see it coming off, but then when you get to your goal weight, or you're plateauing a little bit, so you're gonna introduce things that you love to eat, you fall off the wagon. So, and then that's when it becomes yo-yo dieting and that sort of thing. I don't want to get involved in that trap. I just figured slowly losing. Because it's all about controlling. See, that's where the willpower is. It's in the controlling. It's in saying no. For example, Adam's birthday was March 26th, and we had birthday cake and so forth, and I was there in the kitchen, and I sang happy birthday and gave him his card, and everybody else, I watched them eat birthday cake, and I had no birthday cake. I told myself no. And my family knew that I was cutting back and all of that stuff, so they didn't make a big deal trying to force it. Just have a piece. It's a special occasion. They know not to do that to me, and so I watched everybody enjoy cake, and that satisfied me, watching everybody else enjoy themselves, that I didn't have to have it. You know what I mean? So it's things like that. It's cutting back on your sweets and cutting back on your carbs. That's how I did it last summer. Those are the two main getchas with our weight that keeps us, in gaining weight, and keeps us there in continuing to gain weight, because we like the things with carbs. We like potatoes, and we like noodles, and we like bread, and all these sorts of things. We like cookies and pies and that sort of thing. So it's just cutting back the carbs. So that's the biggest thing. So that's what I've been doing. And I've, dropped some weight. Now, when we go on vacation, I'll live it up that week. Come on. I mean, that's what you do on vacation. You enjoy yourself, okay? Even when you're eating. But then when I come back home, it's going to be that same thing. It's just, cut back even in your portions. And it's just moderation control. Okay, so that's the first thing I wanted to share. The other thing was outside projects. 2 videos ago, I talked about the landscaper. I had to find a new landscaper guy. So what this landscaper is going to do when he comes here, he's going to do he's going to weed whack. He's doing spring cleanup, so he's going to weed whack around every single thing. Our main thing with weed whacking that is annoying, that reason why I hate weed whacking, and so does Harry, it's around our fence, because we have that wood fence. I forget what it's called, but you guys have seen my fence where, it's like this, the post, and then you got a bar this way, a bar this way. But to keep people and other animals and so forth out, you put the metal, what is it like? It's not chicken wire, but it's that other wiring stuff. Anyway, you put that on there, and that's what a lot of the fencing companies around here do. So anyway, when you're weed whacking, the thing gets tangled up in that metal, and then you go like a couple sections, and then all of a sudden you're jammed, and then you have to undo it and unjam it, and it's a pain in the neck. And just weed whacking around my fence can take the longest time. And when you're outside in the summer, and you're hot and you're sweating anyway, it makes you even hotter and more sweatier because you're standing there in the sun while you're trying to unjam your weed whacker. I hate it. So what I have done in the past, but it's really hurting my back. It's hard to do that now. I give it a good weed whack, and then I go with grass killer, and I spray really good in my fence, and it just kills everything in there. So then nothing grows for the rest of the season. But, we have a huge yard, as you guys know. And so walking around that whole fence line, and bending over, it really just kills my back. So the landscaper guy's going to do that. He's going to get my garden ready. He's going to do the spring cleanup for all the beds. He's going to be mulching for us. That area behind our pergola where we were going to put some bushes, he's going to till that up to get it all leveled out, and he's going to fill in with a bunch of mulch over there, because we're going to get a swing set for Alex and put a swing set there. And what else is he doing? So garden, spring cleanup, the trimming all around everything, including the fence, the mulching, and where we have the problem in the backyard with the grass not growing. New subscribers, let me just quickly tell you, back in 2011, we had to get a new drain field for our septic. The other one that we have was too small. They rerouted it and went all up my backyard, and they tore my yard up. They seeded it and everything, but they never packed the dirt or anything. Anyway, it was a big, huge mess. We have all those bald spots out there in the backyard, and we've tried to have it sprayed, with the fertilizer, and that worked a little bit, but you still had a lot of bare spots. So what needs to be done is they have to aerate it. And when they aerate it, they're going to drop the grass seed in there. So hopefully it will start to fill in. So that's what the landscaper guy is going to do. I didn't get to share that a couple videos back because that video was long enough as it was. That was the one where I gave updates and talked and showed you my Easter bread. Yeah, that video was long anyway, so I cut that out. I wanted to save it for this one. Okay, 2 other topics that I want to share. We'll see how long we go with it. Okay, I used to have a cooking channel, and I got locked out of it for some reason. I was putting in my password. I wrote my password down and everything. I couldn't get into it. I was finally, after, 2-3 years now, able to get back into that. And I thought, good, now that I'm into this, I'm just going to delete this channel because I'm really showing recipes and stuff in my vlogs. I really don't need this. And so I had that intent anyway. I was going to delete that channel. And before I deleted it, I saw a couple of my videos that had like huge numbers and views. Like one video had like 92,000 views. I was like, wow. And so I clicked on the video and I just started scrolling through some comments. And I was reading comments and I was like, So I went to click on some other videos and started reading some more comments. And I'll tell you what, some of the most rudest and vile comments were left on my cooking videos. But I've talked about this subject before with you guys about here on YouTube, about people just are mean. And it's not me, it's other YouTubers. They have to make videos from time to time talking about, you know, please stop being rude in comments and why are people rude and all of this sort of thing. It's just ridiculous how people are just so mean. And I started noticing that some of the people that were making some of the meanest comments of all were men. And what Sandy does all the time, whether ignorant, rude comments are made to me or I'm viewing somebody else's channel and I'm reading through comments and I see rude comments there, I always go, towards those people. You just think that you're something special. Well, let me go to your YouTube channel. Let's look at your videos. And I've shared this with you guys many times before. You know, the majority of these people that leave vile, rude comments, they don't even make videos. And maybe they hide behind the mask of social media. See, are these people this way in real life? I think probably some of them are. But I think sometimes some of these people are probably nice people. People probably that we have interacted with, you know, on a daily basis, and they seem to be nice and cordial or whatever. But because they just feel entitlement, or they just feel that their opinion counts, or they're know-it-alls or whatever, that they don't want to act that way maybe necessarily in real life. But see, when you get on social media where I don't know the people there, see, I can just, you know, I love it. One of my subscribers on the last video that I talked about this subject, I forget who it was, but she said that they're keyboard warriors. I love that. Keyboard warriors. That's what they do. They get on there, type in their nasty, nasty, rude comments to people. And that's really what they do. So they hide behind the mask of social media because, well, people out there in YouTube land or Facebook land or whatever, see, I might interact with some of these people or not interact with them, but they don't know me. You see, they see my picture, or you don't even see their picture of their face or whatever because they won't show their face. You know, that sort of thing where they hide behind things, you know. And I guess like social media has become like an outlet where people want to just show that ugly side of them. That maybe even in real life they won't show that side. I think some of them do, but I think some of them probably don't, because we've all been taught that you're supposed to have manners and that sort of thing. But yeah, you get behind that mask of social media, the social justice warrior of the person comes out, and they become keyboard warriors. You know what I'm saying? And just type out their nasty comments and so forth. And I was just like, you know, when I was reading the comments, the thing was the majority of these people making the rude comments, like I said, they were men. And if I could have said something to all of those men, I would have said this. For you men out there that are married, how would you like it if your wife had a YouTube channel, or even on her Facebook or Instagram or whatever social media maybe she's on, and some other people were coming to make rude comments to her? You wouldn't like it, but what if it was other men? See, because that's when men want to become defensive. You know, you're picking on my female sort of thing. I got to defend her. You know what I'm saying? In other words, these fellows that were making rude comments, they would not like it if anybody else, including men, would do that to their wife, to their daughters, to their sisters, to their mothers, and that sort of thing. So if any men happen to be watching this video, just keep that in mind. Really, we should all be keeping it in mind, even if we're women. We all need to just learn to keep ourselves under control. And it's one thing if you want to share your opinion, but always state, listen, you know, you might not agree with this, but this is my opinion. This is how I see things, or whatever, and let it go at that. But you don't become vile towards people. But especially men out there, you know, just keep that in mind, you know, especially if men are wanting to make vile comments to other women, especially to other women. keep in mind that that woman you're making vile comments to happens to be somebody's mother, happens to be somebody's sister. You see what I'm saying? Happens to be somebody's wife. I was, really offended at that when I saw that. I try not to let it get to me. It got to me like the first day. I was just, and not that it hurt my feelings or anything. It's just that if I could have just said something to those men for saying things like that and attacking another woman, that, keep in mind that, especially if you're married, you got a wife. Would you want another man talking to your wife like that? Then you don't do it to somebody else. But it's this way, you guys, on social media, period. And this is why I'm beginning now to really dislike social media. I'm still going to make my videos, and I have, backed off on my video making here because things have gotten kind of hectic and busy around here. But as far as like my videos, my vlogs, I've mentioned this several times now. I used to vlog every single day. When I first started vlogging, I vlogged almost every single day. And then I backed off. And then it was like, just several times a week. And then it came down to like maybe a couple times a week. And so I've backed off on it because social media, no matter, even on Instagram, people are ugly and rude. On Twitter, I won't even go on Twitter anymore. I have a Twitter account. I can care less about Twitter. I've backed off Facebook. I'm just not around as much as I used to be because I'm just tired of all the junk that I see. It's like, it's really sad, isn't it? It's so sad what the human race has evolved into, just a bunch of mean, rude people. This is just my opinion, but I think animals in the wild treat their own kind better than human beings treat other human beings. It's really sad.